Oh, my back. Anyways, today we're talking about the lifting things. So today we have a bunch of cranes and lifts of some sort. So to start off the show today, first, actually, I guess an introduction. These are 1/400 3D prints from Shapeways.com. You have to paint the models yourself. But yeah, I collect this scale because it's small. The models don't cost as much, and B, I can have a lot of them in a certain amount of space. My reference is this classic Range Rover on a US Penny, and there are larger scales available on Shapeways, but naturally they're going to cost more, but they'll also be easier to paint. Alright, so this first crane here is a Liebherr RT1100-2. It's an off-road crane, as you can see by the size of its tires. So maybe it lifts trees, maybe it moves houses into forests, I'm not really sure. I'm going to leave this up because even though it's huge compared to that Range Rover, the world's largest crane is a Liebherr as well. And this is called an LTM 11200. Unfortunately, I don't know where it's supposed to rest on some plates, and I don't know where they went. But this thing will fold down. I just have it in this particular position. So those arms and stuff will be tracked in the thing. It'll collapse, but for the sake of this video, you can just see how huge it is compared to that huge crane, compared to that medium-sized SUV. Alright, since there's room, I'll just put this little crane up here. This is called a Terex AT40. It's an interesting crane. I've never seen anything like it. It's just a little crane on the back of like a truck, but the truck also has some weirdness in the back of it, so I'm not sure. Okay, so we gotta make room here. We'll leave the Liebherr up because it's the largest crane, because I got some other large cranes here. This one here is the mobile mode of the Terex AC1000, and then here's the same crane with the legs out, the support legs out. But again, I don't know where I put the little platforms that those legs are supposed to rest on. And I guess someday I'll have to 3D print some new platforms for both of these cranes. So this is still a huge crane here, but it's just not quite as big as the yellow one. Alright, moving on, we got to move these guys out here. I think I've shown this before, but it was a different paint job. This is another off-road crane. It's called a Terex RT130, and yeah, again, big wheels and stuff like that. Here's a normal road-going crane. It's a Terex T780. Okay, so that's it for the cranes. Yeah, these things can pivot and all that stuff. So now at ports, they have these things that lift the 40-foot containers. This one is called a Lift Ace, and this I may have gotten these wrong. Hold on here. No, I double checked. This white one is called a Lift Ace, and the red one I put up here is called an SCA LCH RS45. I don't know what the manufacturer versus model number is, but they're both pretty big. Again, look at this Range Rover. So they're meant to move big containers around. Naturally, I can't actually have it move in and out, but the intention is these arms would spread apart and grab the ends of a container, and then the thing would move up like a crane and lift them, stack containers and stuff like that. So that's the deal with these guys. Alright, on a much smaller scale, this is like a forklift, but it's called a Caterpillar TL1255C telehandler. Not a forklift, a telehandler. So it has forklift tongs, but this thing is kind of like a crane back here, and then it extends out. So I don't know, to me it seems like a forklift slash crane, and so maybe that's what a telehandler is. I'll leave that up. This thing is a big forklift. It's called a Hyster H1050. And again, it's supposed to be at ports moving shipping containers and stuff off the big shipping boats. And so a competitor, I guess, would be this, an SCA35T. So I'm guessing that means it moves 35 tons. Again, comparing to the Range Rover there. Alright. So what do we have next here? This is my own design. It's called a boom lift, and there are many things like it. They're called boom lifts. I just couldn't find any drawings of a real boom lift, so I just made my own. You know, I can't say it's a certain type of lift. And then here's a mobile platform. So this is called a scissor lift because these things are like scissors as far as how they open upwards and downwards. Again, my own design. Couldn't find any drawings of a real one. So the very last one for today is quite interesting. Never knew it really existed before. I'll give you a second to guess what the thing does. So it's made by a company called Kress, and it's a slab carrier, and it's model number SC330T. And so what it does is it moves giant slabs of steel around in factories that, you know, move steel. So think of like perhaps a shipping yard, right? It needs steel to make the hull of a boat, and this is the type of thing that moves those giant pieces of steel around. I wonder, maybe it actually holds 330 tons because it's called an SC330T, right? Slab carrier, 330 ton, maybe. As you can see, the rear wheel is just absolutely mammoth, and then it has these tongs, and those tongs in the back grab the steel bars or steel ingots. Okay, well, let me rearrange all these things. Alright, well, this is my 1/400th collection of things that lift stuff. I'm not sure if you guys had a favorite. Of course, one has to gravitate towards the world's largest crane. It's almost like a transformer, how it folds out and all that stuff. But possibly, I actually like this slab carrier the most because it's so weird. I've never seen anything like that or heard of it. You know, I've seen mobile cranes driving on roads, but never seen one of those before. Okay, well, here's a little top view if you're curious about the plan view. So I appreciate you guys watching again, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.